And now, a special sports presentation on ESPN Radio 1450, The Ticket. High school game day.
Lakota West a strike away from being in the title game. Huff with the sign, 0-2 coming. That's hit to Cotton on a couple of hops. He fields, throws, and it's lights out. For St. Ignatius, Lakota West wins it by a score of 8-2 here at Cooper Stadium.
Good evening and welcome to coverage of tonight's Division I State Championship baseball game between the Lakota West Firebirds and the Mentor Cardinals here on ESPN Radio 1450 The Ticket. I'm Bill Douglas. Stay tuned. In about 15 minutes, we'll send it out to Cooper Stadium in Columbus, where our Terry Brage and Chris Tice will bring you continued coverage and, of course, all the live play-by-play action as Lakota West aims for its first ever Division I State Baseball Championship. It's been quite a ride for the Firebirds. Lakota West is certainly a team that had a lot of momentum entering this 2007 season, with the defending head coach of the year, Bill Dresbach, and a couple of first-team All-GMC players from last season, outfielder Dane Feening and infielder Brad Geschwind. Of course, you also have the second-team All-GMCer from last season, Dustin Huff, all coming back for this season, and oh my, have they made their senior season a memorable one. And it all culminates tonight in the championship game. Lakota West looking to bring home the championship. But before we go any further, let's take a look back at this memorable 2007 season. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll recap their run through the state tournament. But first, let's take a look at some of the memorable moments from the regular season. We've broadcast several of the Lakota West Firebird games, and we'll hear some highlights from Terry Brage and Chris Tice, as they've been along for the ride and certainly enjoyed every minute of it, as I'm sure you have as well. One of our early season broadcasts was the Battle of Lakota, Lakota East and Lakota West. We had a blowout on our hands as Lakota West pounded East 15-2, and our Terry Brage called Dane Feening having the game of his life, swinging the big stick.
And that is hit in the right field, and I think he's got another 3-run dinger. He does. This guy can hit. Broken out the hitting stick here today. Came into the game batting .385 with 6 RBIs. He has 7 of them today.
While the Firebirds have had their share of blowout wins, like that 15-2 game over Lakota East, there have been a few nail-biters as well. Let's go back to April 30th, the final regular season home game against the Fairfield Indians. A game that was knotted at 1 apiece until the 6th inning, when Brad Geschwind and Dustin Huff took care of business.
Brad Geschwind, he swings on the first pitch. That ball is hit deep into right field, down into the corner, and it's gone. Brad Geschwind, in his final home game as a Lakota West Firebird, gives Lakota West a 2-1 lead. First pitch in there. There's another one. Dustin Huff, he hits one deep left field, and it is gone. Back-to-back home runs. And Dustin Huff lights up Michael Haney. Wow. Back-to-back home runs. Back-to-back jacks.
During the regular season, the Lakota West Firebirds cruised to a 15-3 record in GMC play to win the championship. But there was one thorn in the Firebird side, the Hamilton Big Blue, which swept the regular season series against Lakota West by scores of 8-0 and 10-8. And wouldn't you know it, these two teams would get together yet again with a date in the regional semifinals. This time around, despite spotting Hamilton an early lead, West came back and took care of business. Starter Colin Taylor struggled for Lakota West early, giving up 3 runs in the first and 3 more runs in the third inning, but West kept on battling back. In the bottom of the third inning, Lakota West sent 10 batters to the plate and scored 4 runs to take the lead for good. Now up by a score of 8-6, Colin Taylor settled down and retired the final 12 Hamilton batters, including the last out in the 7th inning.
2-2, and that ball is hit up the middle. Beaver is going to play it back behind the bag, and he will throw it out. That's the game. Hamilton goes harmlessly here in the top of the 7th inning. They lose in the regional semifinals to the Lakota West Firebirds, 8-6.
And then in the regional championship at UC's Marchant Stadium, it was the St. X Bombers, another nail-biter of a game. But the Firebird defense and the offense clicked at just the right times.
That ball's hit on a line drive, hard picked off by Godden, and they'll throw back the first and get the double play. Throw down the first, and they may have got him. Yep, they did. Excellent play by Dustin Huff and Mike Stidham. They came in the backside and get Ben Strumey picked off the first base bag.
He swings and hits one out of the reach of third baseman Billy Rumpke. That's going to get one run in. Here comes the second run, and it will score. Firebirds have taken a lead at 3-2. 2 RBI single. The bat of Craig Dalton.
They're going to run the squeeze. That bunt is down, and run number 4 will score.
And sophomore pitcher Brian Beaver was up to the task, going the distance and sending Lakota West to Columbus for the first time.
1-1 pitch, hit hard towards second, fielded by Pullman, and it will get the out at first base. Lakota West is going to Columbus, Ohio. They mob Brian Beaver between first and the pitcher's mound. They win it today 4-2 over the St. Xavier Bombers, and Chris, it is a very happy bunch.
A happy bunch indeed. The Lakota West Firebirds were, but there was still unfinished business ahead, namely in the form of St. Ignatius in the state semifinal game Thursday morning. When we come back on this special edition of High School Game Day, we'll recap that big victory for Lakota West, and then we'll send it out to Cooper Stadium, where our Terry Bridge and Chris Tice are standing by for tonight's championship game against Mentor. This is High School Game Day on ESPN Radio, 1450 The Ticket. Welcome back to the special edition of High School Game Day on Cincinnati's ESPN Radio 1450 The Ticket. I'm Bill Douglas. Stay tuned. In just a few minutes, we'll send it out back live to Cooper Stadium, where our Terry Bridge and Chris Tice are standing by for the live play-by-play coverage as Lakota West aims for its first ever state championship, taking on Mentor. But in order to get here, the Firebirds first had to get by St. Ignatius in the state semifinal game. That game was played at 10 a.m. bright and early on Thursday morning, and needless to say, a lot of people at work. You may or may not have been as well, and we did have the broadcast. If you weren't able to catch it, we have some of the highlights right here. Firebird ace Colin Taylor, who led the GMC in wins, made some big pitches against St. Ignatius, keeping the pressure off the Lakota West offense.
Swung on and missed. Dietrich went chasing a fastball on the outside corner, well off the plate. Wow. Out number 2 is Dietrich as he waved at that one.
Senior Brad Geschwind, who's heading to Miami University this fall, has had an outstanding season, leading the GMC in batting, runs batted in, runs scored, and triples. He's been even better in the clutch, batting a whopping .632 with runners in scoring position, and with runners at third base and less than 2 outs, batting .833. He was just the right guy to help get the offense rolling for Lakota West.
He sends one into right center field. That ball is going to go over the wall. 1 run will score. They're bringing the runner, Brenneman, Brian Beaver, around the third base bag, and it is now a 3-0 game. Brad Geschwind has come up with big hits throughout this 2007 season. None bigger than that one, a 2-run double with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And while the offense was doing its damage, the defense was holding its own, keeping St. Ignatius at bay.
Colin Taylor has the side. He's at the belt, checks the runner. Runner is going, swung on and missed. Throw down to second, and they got him. Double play. Strike him out, throw him out. Dustin Huff, an excellent throw to get Brian Benander.
Later on, with the game still close, Dane Feening stepped to the plate with the bases loaded, and they didn't stay loaded for long.
The 0-1 pitch, and that swung on, hit into right field, and it's all the way off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Coming around third will be Dustin Huff. He will come onto the plate and score easily, and Lakota West has blown this game open here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 6-1. On a bases-clearing triple for Dane Feeney.
Coming on in relief, Brian Post helped snuff out any chance St. Ignatius had at a comeback.
They've been able to keep Derek Dietrich in check.
Now, you don't want to give in to him. The guy has hit 8 home runs. Payoff pitch coming to him, and a big swing and a miss and a huge strikeout for Brian Post.
And Terry Bridge was there for the final call.
Brian Post a strike away. Lakota West a strike away from being in the title game. Huff with the side, 0-2 coming. That's hit to Godden on a couple of hops. He fields, throws, and it's lights out for St. Ignatius. Lakota West wins it By a score of 8-2 here at Cooper Stadium, Mike Stidham made sure that he stood on that first base bank for quite some time.
After the game, head coach Bill Dresbach spoke to our Terry Bridge.
At this stage, we just were concerned about surviving, and we played a good St. Ignatius team, and we did give them some opportunities, more opportunities than I felt comfortable giving a team. And fortunately for us, we made the plays when we had to, and we got the big outs when we needed to. On the other hand, they gave us some situations, and we cashed in on them.
And cash in they did. Lakota West playing in the championship game tonight against Mentor. And we're going to send it out to Terry Bridge and Chris Tice. Thanks for joining us for this special edition of High School Game Day on Cincinnati's ESPN Radio. 1450 The Ticket. We'll send it out to Terry and Chris in just a moment.
And now, a special sports presentation on ESPN Radio, 1450 The Ticket.
Fastball, ball strike 3.
High School Game Day. A pregame look at today's high school baseball action. Today's baseball broadcast is brought to you in part by
Rose Chevrolet, by Jeff Pullman Tire and Auto Service, by Frank's Auto Body Car Star, by McDonald's, by Ponder Apparel, by Frank's Glass, and by Wireless Toys.
That ball is hit well down the left field line, and it is gone, a home run.
And now, with a pregame look at today's high school baseball action, here are ESPN Radio 1450 The Ticket's Terry Bridge and Chris Tice.
Good evening, everybody, from Columbus, Ohio. I'm Terry Bridge, along with me, Chris Tice, and in the stands tonight, a on-field reporter, if you will, Steve Vaughn. Certainly glad to have you along with it. Is for all the marbles here in Division I. The Mentor Cardinals at 27 wins, 3 losses take on the Lakota West Firebirds, who are 27-5. We have both coaches coming up on our pregame show. Stay with us. Lynn Taylor of the Cardinals is coming up.
Still to come on High School Game Day, On Deck. An in-depth look at today's matchup with coaches' comments. Also starting lineups and your play-by-play action. More High School Game Day is coming up on your ticket to high school sports. Cincinnati's ESPN Radio, 1450 The Ticket. High School Game Day coverage continues with On Deck, where the coach previews today's game. And now, back to the field with ESPN Radio 1450 The Ticket's Terry Bridge and Chris Tice.
Once again, back at Cooper Stadium in the state finals in Division I. It is the Mentor Cardinals taking on the Lakota West Firebirds. With us right now, Lynn Taylor, the head coach of Mentor. And, Coach, congratulations, first of all, on a great season. I know that it's a thrill to be here in the final game.
Oh, absolutely. I'm real excited about it and just want to kick it off right now. Our kids are heavily anticipating what can be or could be possibly, but first and foremost, we're really excited just to be here. It's an honor.
You guys are no stranger to this event either. You've been here in the Final Four, 2005, 2004. It doesn't get old, though, does it?
Oh, no. This is and it's always like a new experience because it's a new brand of kids and the atmosphere changes. We've been in, this is our 3rd different location.
You had a big game against the Elder Panthers, and I guess there was a lot of people that maybe didn't give your team a chance to win that game, but boy, you got down, but then you came back, and you had an outstanding pitching performance from Ryan Lavery.
Yeah, Ryan pitched real well. We just knew that if we got a run in the bottom of the first, that maybe we can keep it close, and then at that point we'd get stronger as the game went and kind of work at a little bit of opportunistic baseball and have things happen for us. We get a couple guys on base, and that's just what happened.
I look at your stat sheet, and there's not a lot of home runs. I know you guys don't hit for power, but you manufacture those runs, and those kids are very fundamental baseball players.
Yeah, that's kind of been our MO a little bit this year. We don't have the hitting as we've had in the past, and so but as a team, we always talk to the kids that team wins ball games. It's not about any 1, 2, or 3 individuals, about an entire team. And right now I'm getting a great team performance from them. I don't want to deflate their bubble at all and tell them they can't do something. And that really has led to a lot of wins for us.
You're going to start Adam Coughlin tonight. He played second base for you, and he came up with a big hit in that game against Elder, but he'll go to the mound. Talk about him.
Adam's just our little bulldog out there. I love to challenge him. I tell him that he can't do something, and he wants to prove me wrong, and I like to get under his skin a little bit because he comes up huge for us. He was actually our ace last year, until Ryan took a little bit longer to develop. And so he's accustomed to big ball games for us. And and as I said, this is a huge ball game for us right here. So I've got all the amount of respect and admiration for Adam, because I know he's going to do a heck of a job for us.
Ryan Lavery, I'm sure he's available somewhat tonight.
Yeah, he can pitch. We're giving him a 16-pitch limit if we have to, but no more. He threw 108 pitches, and that's quite a bit. I hate to do that, but in the finals you're going to do that a little bit. But I won't extend it anything beyond that. No win is worth the kid's arm, and he's got a future, I think, ahead of him.
Lakota West, the opponent tonight. What concerns you the most about them?
Hitting. They got good pitching. I know they're young in that department there, but they're very good. They play sound, fundamental baseball. Their head coach, it looks like he's doing a heck of a job with those boys, and they're hitters. I mean, you watch them, and they swing the bat very well, and I tell you the truth, we're going to have to work our tails off to see if we can't limit them to putting more than one or two people on base, just so that they don't have a big inning, because it looks like they are capable of having a real big inning and take us right out of the ballgame.
Len, thank you very much for being with us. Congratulations on getting to the state championship contest. Good luck, and most of all, have fun.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the interview.
Len Taylor, the head coach of the Mentor Cardinals, has been with us. We'll be back with Bill Dressbach, the head coach of Lakota West, in just a moment.
Your ticket to high school sports. ESPN Radio, 1450, The Ticket.
Once again, back at Cooper Stadium, and the game for all the marbles, the Division I state championship. The Lakota West Firebirds taking on the Mentor Cardinals. Lakota West checking into tonight's play at 27 wins and 5 losses. Bill Dressbach along with us, coach. Final game of the high school season in the entire state of Ohio. Did you ever dream that you would be in this position?
Well, you play this game to win championships, and you get into, it's my 10th year, and of course we always have these lofty goals for the program, and really, to be honest with you, it's almost as if we've had our blinders on the whole season, and we've just kept our head down and worked hard, and now we've looked up, and here we are in the state championship game. So hopefully we can just go out there and do what we've done all year, and that's just play consistent baseball, and I think my guys are ready. They've got a hunger in their eyes, and I'm looking forward to seeing us in action tonight.
8-2 win over Cleveland St. Ignatius. Colin Taylor wasn't at his best, no question about that. Walking 7, hitting a batter, and I know you felt very fortunate to only give up 2 runs, but He battled through it.
Yeah, he did, and he kind of set the table for the other team from time to time, but then he battled his way out of jams time and time again, it was tough to watch. Fortunately for us, it worked out, and we got out of it unscathed for the most part. But Colin's done a great job for us all year, and he's a guy that, regardless if he's behind in the count or if there's runners second and third, he's going to give me everything he's got, and he did a great job of that 2 days ago.
I want to talk about a guy that does a lot for your team and maybe doesn't get as much pub, and that's Jimmy Bredeman. That guy gets on base, scores runs, steals bases, and when he gets on in front of Brad Gaswin, Dane Feening, good things happen.
Jimmy has been a huge spark to our offense this year. This year our offense has set numerous records, numerous school records, and Jimmy has been a catalyst to that. I mean, he is. He's a base stealer. He's a good center fielder. He hits the ball well with power numbers also. I mean, he's the complete offensive player, and he's done a great job for us.
Talk about seniors, and that's Brad Gaswin and Dane Feening on Thursday afternoon. Between them, they had 2 huge hits and 5 RBIs.
It's great to see your seniors step up, and we've got our position player lineup is full of seniors for the most part, but Brad's been doing that all year long, and he just continues to do that, and it's just impressive to watch the season that he's having. And then Dane with the big hit off the wall there to score 3 was huge as well, and so hopefully tonight we can continue to get some guys on base for those guys when they get up to the plate.
Brian Beaver is going to be the guy getting the baseball for you tonight, and how you feel about running a sophomore out there in this game?
Well, I feel fine because Brian Beaver's got a lot of poise, and he's going to go out there and throw strikes, and he's going to keep us in this game, and he's done it in the past. He had a great outing in a very big ball game at against St. Xavier at UC, so I think he's going to be okay. He's got a good head on his shoulders with a lot of poise.
Mentor, not a lot of power. They're a team that's going to get a man on first, butt him to second, and try and move it on over. Lavery obviously was the story for them and their defense against Elder.
Mentor's just a solid team. I mean, they in that Elder game, they sacked numerous times, were successful sacking, and they've got big hits when they needed them. You're right. Looking at the statistics, they don't show a whole lot of power, but they do put the bat on the ball and they make things happen. They've got quite a few stolen bases, so we got to look for some of their aggressiveness on the base pass that they may show us. They've got outstanding pitching. We saw the Lavery, the left-hander against Elder, who was tremendous, and then today we're facing Coughlin, who's 8-1 with a .4 ERA. So they've got obviously a good 1-2 punch, and so we're going to see the Coughlin, and then he's going to give us everything we want, I'm sure.
Everybody available tonight, including Colin Taylor?
Yeah, everybody in our bullpen. Colin Taylor is available for a few innings if we need him.
Good luck. Have fun, and I want to tell you it's been a pleasure being around your ball club and being with you and letting us be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Well, I want to thank WMOH for all the support that you guys have shown us. I mean, it really is neat to hear the promos and all of that stuff. I mean, this is a big game for us and our school and our program. We want to thank you guys for covering us.
Bill, we want to talk about a championship with you after the game. Good luck. Most of all, have fun.
We'll do that. We'll have fun tonight.
All right. Bill Dressbach, the head coach of Lakota West, has been with us. We'll be back to check your Rose Chevrolet starting lineups in just a moment.
You have found ESPN Radio for the Tri-State. 1450, The Ticket.
Let's get back at Cooper Stadium. Let's check your starting lineups, your Rose Chevrolet starting lineups, I should say, for the Mentor Cardinals, who check into tonight's play at 27 wins, 3 losses. Leading off and playing center field will be Corey Zykic. Hitting second and playing first base, Brett Granger. The number 3 batter and playing left field, Brandon James. The DH is going to be Jordan Pratt. He's batting in that 4th spot for the pitcher, Adam Coughlin. Hitting 5th is Nick Lovick, and he'll do the catching. Galen Lasik will bat 6th and play 3rd. Batting 7th will be Tony Ivanko. He's a shortstop. Hitting 8th and at second base, Brian Taylor. And in right field, batting 9th will be Mitch McGrath. Once again for the Cardinals, Zykic to center fielder, Granger at first base, James in left. It is going to be Pratt to DH for Coughlin. Lovick back behind the plate, or Lasik at 3rd. The bottom 3rd for the Cardinals, Ivanko at short, Taylor at 2nd, and McGrath in right field. For the Lakota West Firebirds, this lineup's not changed for quite some time. Not any different tonight. In center field will be Jimmy Brenneman. Ryan Beaver is on the mound, and he'll bat 2nd. Hitting 3rd will be Brad Gaswin, playing shortstop. The cleanup batters, Dustin Huff, and he's back behind the plate. Dane Phoenix in right field, batting 5th. Hitting 6th will be Mike Stidham, and he'll be at 1st. Tad Dompart is in left field, and he'll hit 7th. Nick Rumberger's the DH. Batting for the second baseman, Zach Pullman, hitting 8th, and then Craig Cotton will bat 9th, and he'll play 3rd. Once again for the Firebirds, Brenneman in center, Beaver on the mound, and Gaswin at shortstop. Huff back behind the plate, Phoenix in right, Stidham at first base. The bottom 3rd for the Firebirds, Dompart in left, Rumberger the DH for Pullman, and batting 9th is Cotton. He is at 3rd. On the mound tonight is Brian Beaver. He is 6-1. Has pitched 42 2/3 innings. He has allowed 36 base hits, 29 strikeouts, 14 walks. And most of the time when he starts, he is around at the end of the game. Has started 7 contests. He has finished 5 of them and has a .252 earned run average.
ESPN Radio, 1450, The Ticket.
Oh, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Brian Beaver working to Corey Zykic, and he sends one into center field for a base hit. So right off the bat, Corey Zykic is on at first base. Nobody out. Brett Granger at the plate, and a high fastball delivered. Dustin Huff started to look down towards first, while Zykic hangs out. In on the grass over at 3rd is Craig Godden. This is the kind of game that Mentor plays. Base hit and bottom over, and that's what they do. They square the bunt, but they take a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike out on Brett Granger. Granger, a right-handed batter, batting .247 this season. 7 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 1 triple to his credit. Sports number 22 on the back of his jersey. He digs back in, and now Beaver will go towards first base. And getting back is Zykic. You look down through that lineup, you're going to see only 2 home runs in the starting 9. Beaver with the sign from Huff. Check out the runner over at first and the pitch, and it's bunted through, strike 2. Brian Beaver coming with high heat. Granger trying to get it down, couldn't do so. Zykic starts things off with a base hit to center field. Still in on the grass over at 3rd is Craig Godden. It is a 1 ball, 2 strike count. A young sophomore, Brian Beaver, on the mound. 1-2 coming, and it's fouled off the glove of Dustin Huff. So the count holding it at 1-2 strikes. Back in the box is Granger. Brian Beaver getting a sign from Huff. A check of the runner, Zikic at first. And a pitch coming, a breaking ball lifted in the air right field. And that is going to be played by Dane Feeney. A step away from the foul line in right field. So Brian Beaver records his first out of the top of the first inning off the bat of Brett Granger. And it will be the number 3 batter and Brandon James, a left fielder.
Well, it's you got to be able to execute that sacrifice, and Granger unable to do that. Now they've cost themselves an out.
That's their game, and if they don't get that part of it done, they could be in for a long night. Another quick throw towards first, but Zikic is back. At the plate right now is another right-handed batter in the likes of Brandon James. He's a .422 stick, leading this team in hitting. Beaver with the sign from Huff. Check of the runner, pitch. Ball hit hard, center field, but right at Jimmy Brenneman. He'll make the catch. 2 fly ball outs. And we'll move to the cleanup batter and DH, Jordan Pratt.
Well, Brian Beaver seems to have settled down after giving up the leadoff base hit. He gets a couple fly balls and routine fly balls.
Jordan Pratt, 372, 25 RBIs. And the pitch, runner going. It is taken, throw down to second, not in time. That got over the head of the second baseman, Zach Pullman. Right there backing it up is Jimmy Brenneman. So runner in scoring position. And Corey Zikic, and really had a very, very good jump on Brian Beaver.
Yeah, he got that, definitely got that one off of Brian. And now Brian just needs to concentrate on the batter and get an out, get out of this inning, leave guy out there at second.
1 ball, or no ball, 1 strike count. Pratt took the pitch, and it was called a strike. Brian Beaver looking back at second, and the pitch. And that is out of the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Defensively, for Lakota West, in left field is Tad Dunbar. Brenneman at center, Feeney at right. Gaswin at shortstop. Over at third is Godden. Pullman at second. Stidham at first. Beaver on the mound. Huff back behind the plate. Pitch, and that is fouled back to the screen. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 out. Runner on second at Corey Zikic. Your umpires for tonight's game, Kyle McNeely back behind the plate. John Jennings at first. James Dunkel at second. Keith Wilson is at third. Beaver with the sign. A look back at the second base bag, and he struck him out swinging. Excellent off-speed pitch by Brian Beaver, and he is out of a little bit of a trouble here in the top of the first inning. Mentor, 1 hit and 1 left. We played a half inning at Cooper Stadium. Mentor Cardinals nothing, and Lakota West coming to bat.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me Monday at 1 on ESPN Radio 1450, The Ticket.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Jeff Pullman Tire and Auto Service, home of the entire tire deal, with locations in Hamilton, Middletown, Fairfield, Oxford, and Richmond, Indiana, as well as Butler County Chevy dealer Rose Chevrolet, serving you for over 20 years on Route 4 near the end of the Butler Regional Highway in Hamilton.
Well, it will be Lakota West's turn as they bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Jimmy Brenneman will lead things off. Following him, Brian Beaver, and then Brad Gaswin. Brenneman, a .408 hitter, and boy, did he do damage against the St. Ignatius Wildcats. He had a couple of hits, 3 runs scored, and 3 at-bats. Well, I'm going to tell you what, it was a chore getting set up here before tonight's game, wasn't it, huh?
Yes, it was.
There was another radio station in the booth.
It's been a challenge since we got up here with the rain delay that pushed all the games back quite a bit. And
what they did is limited infield practice for both teams. Normally, they allow 15 to 20 minutes for each ball club, and they didn't do that tonight. Only 10 minutes. Jimmy Brenneman in the box. Adam Coughlin on the mound. A right-hand senior pitches, and Brenneman fouls it back to the screen. Had a pretty good look at a first pitch fastball. Adam Coughlin, an 8-1 record on the season. Right-hander fires, and that one's hit off the hands. A lazy fly ball into left field. It's going to be Brandon James there to play it. And there's 1 out.
Coughlin was able to jam Jimmy Brenneman on that pitch. Otherwise, he got around on it pretty good. He gets the fat part of the bat on that, and that's out over that 355 sign.
Dimensions here at Cooper Stadium, 355 down the left field line, 385 to left center, 400 straight away, 365 in the right center, and 330 down the right field stripe as Brian Beaver swings on a high fastball and was up and in. And he fouls it toward the Firebird dugout. He is down at the count, no balls and 1 strike. Other games that were played here today. Fort Laramie is a Division IV champion. They knock off Newark Catholic 4-0. Again, Beaver fouls it out of play. This time, well, up into the seats to the right. Fort Laramie shut Newark Catholic out 4-0. Kenton Ridge a loser to Canfield 8-6, and it was Heath beating Bloomdale Elmwood 6-3. And again, Brian Beaver fouling it off to the right side, getting around late. The count holding, no balls and 2 strikes. Beautiful night for baseball here in Columbus, Ohio. It wasn't a great day today, though. They suffered a setback with the rain. It sent them back about 3 hours. 0-2 pitch, and Brian fouls, this time towards Bill Dressbach.
Well, Coughlin definitely throwing strikes to the first 2 batters so far. There hasn't been a ball thrown.
Well, let me tell you, he gets a few strikeouts. He has struck out 70 and 52 innings, and he has only walked 12. So if you're going up there looking for a walk, forget it. He's gone. Brian Beaver looked at the fastball. He got the outside corner, ringing him up as the home plate umpire, Kyle McNeely, and there are 2 away for Brad Gaswin.
All right, thank you very much, Terry, and I'm with Brad Gaswin's grandfather, Jack Schumacher, and you know a little bit about what your grandson is going through.
Yes, sir. We played here. I played for Reading High School in 1944 and 46. We won the state championship both years. And in 1946, I beat Wally Post of the Cincinnati Reds.
And you struck out 17 batters?
Yeah.
Well, and there it goes, a long drive. And deep, and, well, he didn't get it done this time, but congratulations on your feat.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Brad Gaswin flies out to the right fielder, Mitch McGrath. We played 1 at Cooper Stadium. It is Minter nothing, and Lakota West likewise.
Cincinnati's ESPN Radio, 1450 The Ticket.
Number 5 batter in that Cardinal lineup, Nick Lovick, the catcher, set to lead things off, and he quickly looks at ball 1 outside. Lakota West set down in order. Lovick pops one up on the infield. Drifting back is senior Brad Gaswin. He steps up on the dirt and will make the catch. So 2 pitches and 1 out. Here at the top of the 2nd inning. Reminder that tonight's game is brought to you by Wireless Toys. Wireless Toys, your headquarters for all your cellular needs. From cell phone services and accessories, it's Wireless Toys on Route 4 in the Hamilton Plaza Shopping Center. At the plate right now, and first pitch swinging is Olasik. He pops it up into right field. Dane Feening will come in and make his 2nd catch of the night. So quickly there are 2 away.
I think Brian Beaver and the Lakota West Firebirds would take these easy fly balls all night long.
Brian Beaver did an excellent job of keeping the St. Exeters off balance last Friday down at March Schott Stadium in the regional finals. Struggled early, but boy, did he shut them down after the 3rd inning. Did not allow a hit the rest of the way. First pitch, and that is outside to Tony Ivanko, the shortstop, batting .246. Well, the first 2 have been recorded via the fly ball, and he's working on Ivanko right now. 1-1, or make that 1-1 as he caught the outside corner. Talk about a kid that is going to be good. You have 2 sophomores in Butler County that we have watched, in Brett McKinney and this guy right here, Brian Beaver. And did he ever freeze Tony Ivanko with the changeup inside?
I think I buckled on that one.
Ivanko certainly did. Took him. He's down at the count 1-2. Here it comes, and he goes to the outside part of the plate. And that's another thing that Brian Beaver's very good at, and that is hitting spots. He can stay out on that corner. Occasionally come back in on you, but he mixes the pitch up. 1-2 again, struck him out swinging. Brian Beavers recorded his second strikeout. He has set down the Cardinals in order here in the top of the second inning. We'll go to inning bottom of the second. Mentor nothing, and Lakota West likewise.
Hi, this is Colin Cowherd. Join me Monday morning at 10 on ESPN Radio 1450, The Ticket.
When it comes to quality collision service, rely on the 30 years of experience of Frank's Auto Body Car Star. Their professionals are backed by iCar and ASE certified. Depend on Frank's Auto Body Car Star on Route 4 in Fairfield.
Number 4, 5, and 6 batters for Lakota West Firebirds. Dustin Huff, the catcher, batting .341, stepping in against Adam Coughlin. Coughlin set him down in order in the bottom of the first inning. Has the side, winds and fires, and it's a big swing and a miss by Huff. It's a senior-laden team, but certainly some sophomores and juniors sprinkled in this Lakota West lineup that, of course, will be returning in 2008. And another swing and a miss by Huff. So Coughlin staying upstairs with a fastball. And right now, Dustin Huff getting the short end of the stick down in the count 0-2. Here it comes, and a fastball stays up and away from him. 1-2 count. Cooper Stadium, the home of the Columbus Clippers, the AAA team of the Washington Nationals. Pitch, struck him out swinging, and that's strikeout number 2 for Adam Coughlin. He has a lot of them in the season. He struck out 70 in 52 innings pitched. He has 2 tonight.
Well, Lakota West has had a few games this year where they struck out quite a bit, including that big game they had with Elder where the Nastold kid struck out 15 Lakota West Firebirds, but they won the game 1-0.
Going to be a left-handed batter, and Dane Feeney stepping in. First pitch swinging, pops it up toward the Mentor dugout. Giving chase is Olasic. The third baseman makes the catch, straddling the railing. That's a very fine play. Out number 2. And Coughlin has now set 5 down in a row. Did it just the way it's supposed to be done. You know that?
He went straight over to the railing and
find it
to the dugout, looked back up. Actually, it came back from behind him a little bit. He did a good job reacting to it, and an excellent play by Kellen.
Mike Stidham, the first baseman at the plate, and he swings and fouls it back. Well, Lakota West jumping on the first pitch delivered by Adam Coughlin in most cases. Stidham, a .279 batter. No home runs, 4 doubles, and 1 triple pitched to him, and it's way off the plate. Not even close on that one. 1-1 count. Coughlin has only walked 12 in those 52 innings. Pitch, and it's in the dirt. Nice block by Nick Lovick.
And right there, that's the first 2-ball count he's had in this ball game.
2-1 count with 2 out. Bottom of the second inning in a scoreless game. And he hits one off the hands to the right side. Brian Taylor, the second baseman, fields, throws him out. And it's another 1-2-3 inning from Adam Coughlin. We played 2 at Cooper Stadium. Lakota West nothing and Mentor nothing.
Your ticket to high school sports. ESPN Radio 1450, The Ticket.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Ponder Apparel on Hamilton Cleves Road in downtown Ross. Your custom screen and embroidery specialist. That's Ponder Apparel, the official outfitter of ESPN Radio 1450, The Ticket.
Top of the third inning in a scoreless game. The Mentor Cardinals have 1 base hit through 2, and Lakota West, they have been held hitless. In fact, Adam Coughlin, right-hand senior for the Cardinals, has faced the minimum. 6 batters through the first 2 frames. Brian Taylor, second baseman, set to lead it off as Brian Beaver gets a fastball on the outside corner. Taylor trying to hold up on it and check his swing, but a home plate umpire, Kyle McNeely, says he went around. 0-1 pitch, and it's called strike 2, outside corner. When Brian Beaver gets it going, he lives on that outside corner. That time he gets it up and in, and Brian Taylor fouls it out of play over the Lakota West dugout. But when he gets it going, watch out. He's awfully tough to hit.
Well, he missed the spot there because Huff was
right
outside, and he came back inside with it.
Having command of your pitches, pitching just like real estate. Location, location, location. That's one thing that Brian Beaver has lived with this season and his 6-1 record. Trying to help the Lakota West Firebirds win their first state championship. He misses outside and high with a fastball and moves to 1-2 strikes. Waiting on deck, the number 9 batter, Mitch McGrath. Pitch, and that's way up and in. 2-2. St. X only had 4 hits against him, and as mentioned, that came in the first 3 innings. He shut him down for the remainder of that contest, took something off of it, and struck him out. I think he got a piece of it, but Dustin Huff held on to the baseball, rifles it on down to third. That's strikeout number 3 of the evening for Brian Beaver. We're going to see now if Dustin Huff dropped the baseball on the foul tip. No, he caught it.
That's a good thing because I'd already marked it in my book. In ink.
In ink. That's why they make whiteout. Strikeout number 3 for Brian Beaver. Mitch McGrath, the number 9 batter and right fielder at the plate. A .220 batting average. Beaver has the sign from Huff and pitches a fastball, stays out high. 1-ball, no strike count. Minner, of course, they were the number 1 seed in the Euclid district. Call strike 1 on the outside corner with a breaking ball. 1-ball, 1 strike count on Mitch McGrath, the number 9 stick in the Cardinal lineup. They won their first game over Cleveland Glenville 22-1. As the 1-1 pitch comes, and that's called strike 2. Boy, Dustin Huff does a nice job framing pitches because that looked like that was about 4 or 5 inches off the plate.
Well, the home plate umpire is giving that pitch off the plate.
Well, if he's going to give you that, you go a little bit further. And that's exactly where Dustin Huff sets up. That's hit hard right up the middle, off Beaver's right hand. And Swin will pick it up and throw him out. We'll see how he is. They're going to come out and check on him. Bill Dressbach bouncing out of the Lakota West dugout and calling time. That ball went off the bare hand of Brian Beaver. And that's one thing they'll tell you, son. If you're going to pitch, don't stick the bare hand out.
I was just about to say that he did the major boo-boo by sticking the bare hand out
but
to try to
get that.
That's
a natural instinct.
It is. It is. And
especially if you're a competitor.
It looks like it just grazed his hand. Nothing hurt. He says everything's okay. And Brad Geschwin makes up for it was deflected slightly. And, of course, Brad Geschwin's all over it. Makes an easy throw over to first.
That's going to be back to the top of the order. For Brian Beaver, he'll face Corey Zikic, who sent one into center field to start this game off with a base knock and then stole second base. But he was left stranded there after Brian Beaver was able to get James on a fly out to right and then Pratt on a strikeout. That is called strike 1 on the outside corner. 1-ball, 1 strike count with 2 out. Nobody on here in the top of the 3rd inning. And
ESPN Radio for the Tri-State, 1450 The Ticket.
Well, we apologize. It is a phone line that we are having a problem with here at Cooper Stadium. Certainly not our fault. We do apologize for it, though. It is a 75-year-old stadium, and things tend to happen. Corey Zikic, a base hit to center field, so he's on first base again with 2 out, and Brett Granger at the plate. And Brian Beaver now working himself into a problem as he is behind in the count to Granger, 3 balls and no strikes. No question, Granger will be taking here. 2 out, runner on first base, and a scoreless game, and that's ball 4. Just a bit outside, and we'll move to Brandon James, the number 3 batter, who hit the ball pretty well to center field, but Jimmy Brenneman was able to flag it down in the 1st inning for out number 2.
Yeah, Brian had recorded 8 consecutive outs before the base hit, and now the walk.
Now Brandon James in the box. Brian Beaver with the sign, looks back to second, pitch, and that is a breaking ball. It stays off the plate. Brandon James, a right-handed batter, batting .422 with 25 RBIs, and that's top. Top's in that latter category. He is tied with Jordan Pratt. 25 ribbies and a check swing. Did he go around? See if they appeal. Yep, they're going to say safe. That he did not go around, so Brian Beaver now has thrown 6 straight out of the strike zone. 2 ball, no strikeout on Brandon James, and I'm going to tell you something. You don't want to go face Jordan Pratt with bases loaded. They're DH. And number 4 hitter, and it's called strike 1 on the outside corner. So the count moves, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Dustin Huff is definitely framing some of these pitches, though, because that one was a little bit out.
Does a good job. That's what a catcher should do. Help out his pitcher. 2-1 coming, and a swing and a miss. Brandon James really had no choice but to take a hack at it the way that McNeely has been giving both pitchers that outside corner. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Runners with their lead. Brian Beaver will look back at second, and now will step back off the rubber as he kind of felt that Corey Zickich had a little bit too much of a lead back at the second base bag. 2 hits in the ball game now for the Cardinals. Runners at first and second. Again, here we go. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch coming, and that's got him. See ya later. Got him on an off-speed pitch on the inside part of the plate. 4 strikeouts in the game for Brian Beaver. 2 left here in the top of the 3rd inning. Men are nothing, and Lakota West likewise.
ESPN Radio, 1450, The Ticket.
Lakota West bats here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Chad Dombart to lead things off against Coughlin, who has set down the first 6 to face him, and he looks at ball 1 way upstairs. 1 ball, no strike count. Chad Dombart, a .307 batter with 5 home runs and 30 RBIs. He's up at a count 1-0. Pitch coming, and he fouls it back our way. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. I was telling you, Minner knocked off Cleveland Glenville 22-1. Then they beat Plainsville Riverside 2-0. They knocked off East Lake North 4-2. As Coughlin gets the side, 1-1 coming, and that is way down low. 2 ball and 1 strike count. They then beat Uniontown Lake 5-0. Rexville Broadview Heights 3-1. That has popped up right side. Free converging, but it's going to be the first baseman, Brett Granger, making a catch in front of the Lakota West dugout. There is 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now we are having technical difficulties here tonight with this phone line in Cooper Stadium, so bear with us a little bit. We quickly can reconnect it, but for some reason it keeps leaving us.
And they've wore this phone line out, I think, this weekend.
Yep,
all these ball games.
Burn it up. Coughlin pitch to Nick Rumberger, the DH. Left-handed batter, looks at the call strike at the knees. No ball, 1 strike count. Adam Coughlin again with a sign and winds and fires. And that was chopped toward the right side, toward the Lakota West dugout. Rumberger, a .257 batter. Only 4 RBIs, 1 double to his credit here in 2007. But certainly understand why Bill Dressbach would go with the left-handed batter and Nick Rumberger. Zach Bowman, of course, playing second base tonight due to the fact that Brian Beaver is on the mound. Coughlin missing with a fastball up and away from Rumberger. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Scoreless game, bottom of the 3rd inning with 1 out. Lakota West batting here in the bottom of the 3rd. 1-2, and boy, did that just miss. And I think Adam Coughlin and then Lynn Taylor, of course, the head coach of the Cardinals, over in their dugout is saying, hey, you just gave that pitch to their guy.
Well, he's saying that because Coughlin asked the home plate umpire, and he said it was a little up.
Doesn't matter anyway. Nick Rumberger swings on a fastball and misses. Strikeout number 4 of the night. Check that, number 3.
3 strikeouts, and he's retired all 8 batters he's faced so far, and he's now at the number 9 batter in the Firebird lineup.
That's been a very hot hitting number 9 batter, though. Third baseman Craig Godden stands in with 2 out. He chops it to the right side. Brian Taylor, the second baseman, throws him out at first. And Adam Coughlin right now, he is perfect through 3. We've played 3 at Cooper Stadium. It is a scoreless game between Mentor and Lakota West. Back after this.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me Monday at 1 on ESPN Radio 1450, The Ticket.
Let's get back at Cooper Stadium. Inning number 4 getting set to unfold. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by Jeff Pullman Tire and Auto Service, home of the entire tire deal, with locations in Hamilton, Middletown, Fairfield, Oxford, and Richmond, Indiana. That's Jeff Pullman Tire and Auto Service. With the play-by-play at the top of the 4th, here's Chris Tice.
Thank you, Terry. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 batters for the Mentor Cardinals. And number 4 batter, Jordan Pratt, the DH, takes a ball high from Brian Beaver. Beaver winds and delivers again. Another pitch out of the strike zone. Outside and low, and it's 2-0. Pratt, one of 4 strikeout victims on the day, as he swings and hits one into center field. We're chasing it and getting back to it is Jimmy Brenneman. He has got something that a center fielder needs desperately, and that's good wheels. And he came a long way into the left center field gap to make that catch. And now there's one away. And Nick Lovich will be the batter. The Mentor catcher popped up to Brad Geschwin at shortstop in the 2nd inning. And he came into the ball game batting .253 on the season as he takes high and outside, ball 1. Brian Beaver has given up 2 base hits. He's walked 1. He's struck out 4. And Mentor has left on 3 base runners as Lovich pops one up behind the plate and out of play. And the count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Lakota West has gone down in order through 3 innings against Adam Coughlin. And now when the Firebirds come to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th, let's see what they've learned after watching Coughlin first inning for first round through, as Lovich pops one up down the first base line, and Mike Stidham goes over to the wall and makes the catch, and now there's 2 away. For Kellen Oleksak, the third baseman, popped up, or flew out to right field, that is, in the 2nd inning. And Beaver delivers to him a pitch that stays just off the plate and outside. Ball 1. Oleksak entered the game batting .288. The 1-0 pitch is in there on the outside corner for strike 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As Beaver looks in to Huff for the sign and delivers. That ball's in the dirt and way outside, and a nice scoop by Dustin Huff at the plate. So Beaver behind in the count now, 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch swung on and hit foul down the first base line. The count evens 2-2. What's funny about that?
It's not funny. The way Brian Beaver pitches, and he's only a sophomore, doesn't he kind of almost, because of size, he doesn't throw hard. He just puts the ball where he wants. Kind of Greg Maddox.
Yes, exactly. As he ground ball to shortstop, Brad Geschwin fields it, throws on to Stidham, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Brian Beaver and the Firebirds. We will have played 3.5 here at Cooper Stadium in the Division I state championship game. It's 0-0. You're listening to Cincinnati's ESPN Radio 1450, The Ticket.
Cincinnati's ESPN Radio 1450, The Ticket.
Well, we move into the bottom of the 4th inning here in the Division I state championship game. Lakota West and Mentor all knotted up at 0-0. Mentor has the game's only 2 hits. And the Firebirds will now go back to the top of the order after being retired 9 straight without a base runner. And Jimmy Brennan will lead things off. He flew out to left in the first inning. as Coughlin gets his sign and delivers, and Brenneman swings and hits one down to third base. Olasak will get it. A wide throw over to first that Brett Granger makes a fine play on and tags Jimmy Brenneman as he goes by. So quickly, one pitch and one out for the Firebirds. Now Brian Beaver will step in. He was caught looking in the first inning. That's 10 straight batters that Adam Coughlin has retired as he works on Brian Beaver, and the pitch stays outside and low for ball one. Beaver came into the game batting .320 on the season and can really handle the bat well as he takes a breaking ball for a strike. And the count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Brian in the tournament is batting .353 as he takes strike 2 on the outside corner. And he's down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lakota West Firebird fans not liking that call at all, but it has been consistently called out there about 3 or 4 inches off the plate as he takes just high, but on the black, but it was high. So the count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coughlin looks in, Zilovich for his sign, and he delivers. Beaver swings and hits one up the middle, and that's a base hit. So the first base hit of the game for the Firebirds is off the bat of Brian Beaver as it goes into center field. Now Brad Geschwin will step in. Brad flew out to right in the first inning. But is always a dangerous hitter. Once he sees a pitcher for the first time, gets a pretty good idea of what they have, he's ready to go up there and swing the bat, and he more often than not comes through with a base hit or moving the runners over, whatever it takes, as he takes a ball high and outside from Coughlin. So Brian Beaver at first base with the Firebirds' first hit of the game. Gets a lead. Coughlin gets his sign. He'll throw over to first. Beaver will dive back safely. And Brad Geschwin will step into the batter's box with a 1-0 count. Coughlin delivers. Schwinn swings and fouls one down the first base line, just past the first base coach. And the count will even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Geschwin came into the game batting .445 on the season, and he's only batting .500 in the tournament. And that's pretty good. Over 6 games. As the 1-1 pitch stays outside for ball 2. So now they're making Coughlin work a little bit after he cruised through the first 3 innings and retired Jimmy Brenneman on the first pitch swinging here in the top of the 4th. But Brian Beaver gets a base hit. And Geschwin with a 2-1 count. Coughlin will throw over. A very good move over to first, but Brian Beaver dives back safely.
It's a good pitch right here to hit and run on. Excellent pitch to hit and run on. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Yep, he was leaning a little bit, too.
Yes, he was. And Coughlin with another excellent move over to first made that really close. But Beaver gets back safely. So you know they're thinking the same thing that you are. It could be a little hit and run action going on right here. As Coughlin looks in and gets his sign. And he'll deliver the 2-1 pitch, and there went Beaver, and there went a foul ball down the third base line, or first base line, and well out of play towards the Clipper gift shop that I visited when we had a lot of free time before this game started. We saw a game and a half today up here in Columbus.
You want to know why he hit and runs with Brad Geschwin? This guy, he doesn't strike out. Contact hitter, is only K'd 9 times. And this season, Brad Gaswin's been to the plate 101 times officially.
That's something else now.
No.
And he can move runners. I said that as he stepped into the batter's box. If it's not a base hit, he's hitting behind runners and moving guys around.
Not going to swing and miss.
Nope, as he fouls another one off down the first base line into the Firebird bullpen. And the count will hold 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We mentioned, of course, Derek Dietrich being the player of the year in the state of Ohio. And I'll tell you what, you can have Dietrich. I'll take Gaswin. You probably won't take that, will you?
No, I would not. Especially when we found out that he may be being drafted
as a
pitcher as opposed to going to Georgia Tech as, I guess, a shortstop. As Coughlin throws again over to first base, and Brian Beaver dives back safely.
Well, I'm a firm believer. If you get enough money, why not take it?
Yeah,
always
absolutely.
go back to school, but it has to be a pretty big purse.
The 2-2 pitch to Geschwin is a breaking ball that stays high and outside, so the count is now full to the Firebird shortstop.
Now, do you run him here on 3-2? I think you do.
I think you do too, especially with who's at the plate.
Yep.
And this is a big inning here now that the Firebirds got their first base runner, and this part of their lineup up is Geschwin again, swings and fouls one off. Down the first base line and again into the Firebird bullpen just beyond the first base dugout.
The only bad thing about this situation, the guy at first base doing the running is your pitcher.
Yes, yeah. But you know what? He's a sophomore, and it's keeping him in the game, keeping his mind focused on the game. Otherwise, he sits in the dugout, and if this becomes a long inning, sometimes you'll lose a rhythm. As Coughlin throws over to first, and Beaver's back safely. Now, I don't think you're going to wear him out, making him dive back to the base.
Well, making him run down to second, though, on 3 pitches.
And there's the 3-2 pitch, hit up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Brian Beaver was off on the pitch, and he'll go all the way to third as Geschwin wanders off first base a little bit. And Corey Zakekish throws over to Brett Granger at first, but Geschwin dives back safely, but moved Beaver on to third, who was off on contact.
Can he hit or what?
Yes, he can absolutely hit.
He can hit. That flat out can hit.
That's 2 base hits, back-to-back base hits for the Firebirds after they had been retired 10 straight to start this game by Adam Coughlin. But both base hits right back up the middle, right through the wickets of Coughlin on the mound. Now Dustin Huff will step in. He struck out in the second.
Well, as close as this game is, Chris, and we are in the bottom of the 4th inning, I wouldn't put the squeeze past Bill Dressbach.
I wouldn't either, especially as far back as the third baseman's playing, and they're playing back like that because Coughlin just threw over to third. And a very close play at third base, but Beaver safe. So Brad Geschwin at first gets his lead. I mean, he may be off and running as well. Very efficient base runner. Stolen base. Breaking ball that has Huff buckled. That is an excellent breaking ball. I don't think we've seen that breaking ball from Coughlin so far. But Huff down in the count, no balls and 1 strike.
May see a pitch out right here.
Geschwin on the season is 11 for 11 with stolen bases. And this is why. He probably gets a lot of stolen bases because he's moved a runner over to third and he's standing at first base, and you make that team in the field decide, do I throw down to second base? And we saw that in one of the earlier games today. A runner at third and a throw down to second base went into center field and a run scored.
Very important that Dustin Huff moves the baseball here. How do you move it?
Now Dustin takes a ball in the dirt, and the count evens 1 ball and 1 strike to the Firebird catcher, who entered the game batting .341 on the season. But he's only batting .200 here in the tournament, so he's due.
That's why I say you may see the squeeze. He has not swung the bat well in the tournament.
Oleksak down at third base, still playing behind the bag.
Here they go.
There it is, the squeeze, and it's a good one, and it's going to get the job done. Coughlin slips and falls. Geschwinn now moving on to third, and he's safe.
Now you got the same situation. Brad Geschwinn, a very, very smart baseball player. He saw that Kellen Olasik had left the third base bag and had become a spectator between the mound and third base. Brad Geschwinn hit the second base bag full bore and just kept on coming. And actually, the first baseman, Brett Granger, after not recording the out at first, had to double pump and wait for Olasik to get back to the third base bag, and it was too late.
Huff is safe at first.
Yeah, he's safe. That's going to be a base hit, too. He beat it out. Give an RBI, and it's 1-0.
Yes, absolutely. And on the play, Adam Coughlin, the pitcher, coming towards the first base line to field the bunt, slipped on the turf, which no doubt is a little soggy after the rain they got today here in Columbus, and a little bit shooken up. And pitching coach goes out to talk to him and the infield.
That's amazing. Adam Coughlin entered this inning, setting down 9 in a row, and of course recorded the first batter he faced as an out, and the likes of Jimmy Brenneman, and then it's been 3 straight base hits.
Yes, I mean it's and this is what Lakota. I told you guys this when we were coming up here. This is what Lakota West does. They have an inning where it all clicks, and they just pound you, and that's what's going on here. And you got another dangerous hitter in Dane Feening at the plate. He popped up to third, and the third base dugout that Oleksak made an excellent play right at the railing of the third base dugout. But this is where Feening is, and this Firebird team is very, very dangerous. Runners at first and third, a run in, 1 out, and the pitch. And Feening swings, and
he hit that
one really far, but really foul into the parking lot down the first base line. He way out ahead of that one, but he straightens that out, and
he knows right there that he got around way too early and was a little bit over anxious. I'm going to tell you something right now. That pitch right there is Adam Coughlin is very, very lucky it's not 4-0, because he waits just a half a second longer. It's going out of the yard.
So the 0-1 pitch is not pitched. Instead, it's thrown over to first base, and Dustin Huff dives back safely. This is what they do, though. They get that pitcher, it's almost like they lull the guy into thinking he's running, everything's smooth, he's got all the confidence, and all of a sudden, bang, 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 here you are, you're in trouble. So Feening back in the batter's box. Coughlin will throw over to third. Brad Geschwinn back very easily. Not fooled by that at all. And Brad Geschwinn, an excellent base runner. And I tell you what, Terry, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, they did it again.
They did it again with another squeeze.
2 runs could be huge in this game.
Absolutely. As Coughlin looks in, gets his sign and delivers, and Feening swings and fouls it back to the screen. And Dane's down on the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Not now. I don't think you'll see a squeeze now with 2 strikes. That certainly would take a lot of guts and a lot of confidence in Dane Feeney.
But you have a guy on deck, and Mike Stidham. He's the one that did it against St. X.
But if the Coughlin's able to get Feeney, there will be 2 out. And I don't think you'd see it then.
And Feeney swings at a drive down the right field line. But it's just foul into the Firebird bullpen. He took that one for a ride. But foul again, a little ahead of it again. But the count holds, no balls and 2 strikes.
Now, if you're Dane Feeney, it's really been some good pitches that you've had some pretty good hacks at. The one that he fouled straight back to the screen was a letter-high fastball on the 2-1 pitch. Or the 0-1 pitch, I should say. And then that one right there, he had a pretty good look at, too.
So Adam Coughlin, I just got a text message. That was really funny.
I got you.
Adam Coughlin back on the mound, but he'll step off as Dane Feening asks for time and gets it. from home plate umpire. I didn't get the umpires' names there, Terry.
Well, they're right here. Kyle McNeely.
I got you. Mr. McNeely gave him time. And the pitch swung on into center field. That's deep. Going all the way back is Zakajic close to the warning track. That's going to get a run in as Geschwin tags and comes in. An RBI sac fly for Dane Feening, and the Lakota West Firebirds are now on top 2-0. That ball had a chance at first, looked like, to get over the center fielder's head, but it was plenty deep enough to knock the run in. So give Feening an RBI. Holding at first base is Dustin Huff. And now Mike Stidham steps in with 2 outs. Stidham grounded out to second base in the second inning. And he takes a ball outside from Coughlin. Stidham in the tournament's only batting .167. But he had a huge squeeze bunt in that St. X game that was an important run for the Firebirds as they won 4-2 as he takes ball 2. And again, the Firebirds making Coughlin work here in the 4th inning. And that pitch stays way inside, and the count's now 3 balls and no strikes with Tad Dombart on deck.
Certainly picking up some fan chatter tonight.
Yes, we are.
Using the mic that the Clippers use right behind home plate.
Stidham takes ball 4, and the inning stays alive. For left fielder Tad Dombart, moved Dustin Huff to second base. Mike Stidham now at first. And Dombart popped up to first baseman Brett Granger.
Somebody muzzle that kid.
Yes, sir. He's getting excited now. He's a West fan.
Yep.
So 2 out and 2 on here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Lakota West has scored 2 runs here as Dombart fouls one off into the crowd behind home plate. No balls and 1 strike count to the Firebird left fielder. Came into the game batting .307, batting .357 in the tournament as he takes a strike on the outside corner. A good off-speed pitch there from Adam Coughlin.
He looked a little bit out.
It was off speed. Looked good. From here it looked better than some of the strikes that have been called in this game.
I think we may have to hook up our mic.
We may have to. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Dombart swings, and that's going to drop into center field and get past the center fielder and go all the way to the wall. On to score is Dustin Huff. Coming around third and scoring is Mike Stidham, and it's 4-0. The Firebirds.
Huge hit for Tad Dombart, and he's had some big ones this season. Nothing bigger than that right there.
No, sir. A 2-run triple for Tad Dombart. He stays hot here in the tournament. He picks up a couple of RBIs. And the Firebirds, just like I said, they have an inning where they start to explode, and it's not just a run or two. It's 4, 5, 6 runs, and they've scored 4 here. There are 2 outs. Now Nick Rumberger, the DH, 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out. Will step in with a runner at third base. And Tad Dombart. And here's the pitch from Coughlin, way outside and high. And they definitely have Coughlin on the ropes, and there's some activity in the Mentor bullpen. It appears that Kevin Schindler, a junior right-hander, is warming up. As Coughlin looks in and delivers the 1-0 pitch, it stays in. Gets the black on the inside part of the plate, and the count evens. 1 ball, 1 strike. That didn't look like a strike to me, but it has been there all day. So a 1-1 count to Rumberger. Tad Dombart at third base as he Rumberger takes a breaking ball high and outside, and the count's now 2 balls and 1 strike.
I'd say that young man down on the field right there at the mic's going to need something for his throat here a little bit later on.
Yeah. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Stays outside and low, and the count's 3 balls and 1 strike, and Adam Coughlin struggling now to throw strikes. He hadn't gone to a 3-ball count through the first 10 batters. Now he's done it for the 3rd time in this inning. Here's a 3-1 pitch, is upstairs, and that's ball 4. So the Firebirds have runners at 1st and 3rd again. And Lynn Taylor will come out of the Mentor dugout and go out to have a word with his pitcher, Adam Coughlin, who has found all kinds of trouble here in this 4th inning, as the Firebirds have scored 4 runs on 4 base hits. The inning started off with Jimmy Brenneman becoming the 10th consecutive out recorded by Adam Coughlin, but 3 straight base hits from Brian Beaver, Brad Geschwin, and Dustin Huff. The infield hit by Dustin Huff knocked in the game's first run. Then Dane Feening sacrificed RBI, fly out to center field, plated another run. And then Tad Dombart, after Stidham had walked, it's a 2-run triple. He stands at 3rd base as Gauden swings and hits one into right field, and there is Mitch McGrath, and he'll record the final out of the inning. But all 9 batters for the Firebirds will go to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th, and the Firebirds have scored 4 runs, and they have on top of the Mentor Cardinals 4-0. And you're listening to Cincinnati's ESPN Radio 1450, The Ticket.